Hello? Thorin? Oh, can't fusticate these dwarves. They knew better than to get lost in Mirkwood Forest. Well, I'd better find them.
Welcome back to the Hobbit walkthrough, everybody. This is Chapter 6, Flies and Spiders. To start off, break the 3 pods in this area. 2 contain 1 rock each, and 1 contains a silver penny. Then, head up the vine to the next area. The next area introduces a new enemy type, the spitting plant. Spitting plants shoot seeds at you. To take down a spitting plant, I like to jump attack it and then slash it a few times with sting. Then, if I'm facing multiple spitting plants, I'll retreat so that my jump attack meter can refill, and then I'll attack the next one. Before you leave the area, there's a red courage point in a regular plant, and then there's also a chest containing 15 silver pennies and an antidote potion. Then, head up over the log and take out the final spitting plant in this area. Finally, break the pods, cut the web, and continue on your way.
This is Dory's helmet. I do hope he's all right.
When you proceed into this area, 2 brown giant spiders and 2 lesser spiders will come to attack you. I recommend the stick to take these out, as it has more range and it also has more upgrades than Sting at this point. I like to cut this web about here, then equip the stick, and then jump attack. If you do it right, you should be able to take out all 3 dread spiders in one attack.
That water looks foul.
Don't stay on the vines here too long. If you fall in, you'll get poisoned from the foul water. At this point, you should have
Evil spirits. Minions of the Necromancer.
This Necromancer minion is an undead soldier. Back up to block its attacks, jump attack to break its shield, and slash it as fast as you can. Undead soldiers function similarly to the goblin guards from the previous chapter. They just don't run around. There are a total of 3 undead soldiers in this area. I've already killed 2.
A rotten tree.
Next, grab the 2 silver pennies, target the rotten tree, and throw a rock at it to make it fall. Then you can use this tree to get across the river. Now before you continue on, there are extraneous items to grab, so you can come up here, go back across the river, and head across the vines and the tree branches. I'm not going to detail all of the extraneous items here because most of them are in plain sight, but there is a white courage point in a niche in a tree that you want to watch out for. These 2 rotten vines lead to that white courage point. Then, head back across the rotten vines and continue jumping across the vines and the tree branches. Make sure you pole jump across larger gaps, like this one. At the end of this path is a chest that contains 75 silver pennies. With all the extraneous items grabbed, it's now time to head back to where we crossed the rotten tree. The return trip contains nothing of interest, so I'm just gonna speed it up. Over here is a chest that contains 25 silver pennies and an antidote potion. Next, break the pod and grab the fire rocks. Then, manually target the spitting plant in the corner and throw a rock at it while you're out of range of the other spitting plants. Then, you can come around the corner, auto-target the other 3, and throw rocks at them to kill them. If you auto-target the plant in the corner, you may well find yourself getting hit by the seeds from the other 3 spitting plants. Once everything is down, grab the stack of silver pennies and continue up the vine to the next area. There are 3 blue courage points on that vine, so be sure to grab all of them.
Finally, a camp! Oh my.
At this point, you should have...
Hello?
Who are you? You don't look like any elf or goblin. I am Corwin, huntsman from Lake Town.
Hello, I'm Bilbo Baggins, a hobbit of the Shire, and I'm looking for my friends. Did you see 13 dwarves run through here?
No, but I did see the spiders carry about a dozen wriggling bundles of spider silk through that web. My friends were not so lucky. The spiders killed every man in my camp, including my brother.
I am sorry about your brother.
You could burn through those webs if you had some oil. You will find some in the camp to the north. Perhaps you could find some oil in the camp to the north. Then you could burn through the thick webs.
To begin heading to the north camp, go into the log and cut the web. Now for this next area, I hope you enjoyed spitting plants because there are a lot of them here. To recap on how to kill them, just jump attack 1, slash it a few times with sting, retreat so that your jump attack meter fills up again, and then repeat until all of the spitting plants are dead. That's the safest way to do this. If you've been following along from the start of this walkthrough, early on in this battle you should receive enough courage points to get a health upgrade. There's really not much else to say here, so you will hear from me again when this fight is complete. With all of the spitting plants destroyed, grab any extraneous items you might have missed and head up the vine to the next area. For the next area, follow the route I follow to get across. You will want to start on the platform to the left.
My, there's nothing like this in Hobbiton.
Don't linger too long on the platforms, or else they will fall and you will hit the floor. If you hit the floor, you will be poisoned by toxic gas. Before you head across, there's a white courage point in a nook back here you should grab. Just be sure you take the path I am taking to get to the other side. At this point, you should have Next, head down this log and grab the chest on the right. This chest contains 75 silver pennies. And from here, the only way forward is to walk out onto this leaf-covered hole. So how do we get out of here? Well, first, collect the 6 red courage points. Next, move the block that is holding back the water. Pull it backwards, and then run and jump towards the log. Once you get to the log, you can ride it up out of the pit. Don't tarry in the rising waters, or you will drown. Then, jump to the rotten vine and use it to get to the ledge up above for 3 silver pennies, 3 red courage points, and a green courage point on the branch above those. Next, use one of the vines to get back onto the log, and then jump from the log into the north camp.
These spiders ruin everything they touch.
There are some spiders here. To take them out, I like to cut this web and take up a position to the left of these 2 rocks, and then let the spiders come to me. Once again, I recommend the stick here, since it has more range, and it also has an area of effect jump attack. There is one green dread spider here. Normally he would be your priority, but as you can see, the spider AI programming is a little messed up, and the dread spider is just running around in circles. With all of the spiders down, there's 4 silver pennies and a green courage point lying around this camp. Back by the rocks where I cut that web, there's also a pod containing an antidote potion, but in this case I broke it already. And as you can see, that other pod contains a mushroom if you need it. I'm not going to grab the chest just yet. If you cut this web and slide down, you will find a mini-boss of sorts. This is a black giant spider. However, in this case, this one has far more health than its regular counterparts. To beat it, jump attack to flip it over and then attack its soft undersides. It's armored at the front, so you can also attack its rear. Occasionally, the spider will avoid your jump attacks. To prevent this, I like to try not to stay too long in the air before jump attacking. I also like to try to block one of the spider's attacks directly before jump attacking. With the spider down, there's loot to grab. Push the block over to the wall near the ledge. And if you remember from Chapter 4, you can also press jump to flip the block. Next, head up to the ledge and jump across all the platforms. When you get to the end here, you will find 2 gold chests and a ring inside a little room. The chest on the left contains 150 silver pennies and an antidote potion. The other chest contains 160 silver pennies and a health potion. Don't forget to grab the ring in here as well.
Oh, someone must have lost this. I'd better keep it safe.
Here is an example of using an antidote potion. You have to pause the game, manually open your inventory, and select it. Then, head back up the platforms and out of this cave. On your way back up, be sure to grab the 2 pink courage points on the high ledge. Be sure to pole jump up to the ledge with the blue courage points, and then pole jump across to the ledge with the pink courage points. Then pole jump back across and head out of this cave. If you haven't done so already, grab the oil from the chest. This chest contains the oil and an antidote potion.
This oil should help burn those thick webs.
When you cut the next web, 3 dread spiders will drop down behind you, so jump onto the ledge behind the web immediately. Then, jump attack one of the spiders and strike the other 2 as they come to you. Then follow the path and grab the courage points, the silver pennies, and the chest along the way. The chest contains 5 silver pennies and an antidote potion. When you get back to the first camp, talk to Corwin to give him the ring you found.
I say, Corwin, I found this ring in the other camp. Is this yours?
My brother's ring. It's been in our family for generations. Thank you, gentle Hobbit, for finding this keepsake.
After talking to Corwin, you should have... Then, place the oil on the fire. Don't get too close to the fire, or you'll get burned.
The path is clear. Good luck finding your friends.
Next, climb the web rope and continue on your way.
Nori's cape. I must be on the right track.
When you go to grab the 3 silver pennies, 3 giant brown spiders and 3 dread spiders will attack you. The first pair of spiders will attack from behind and to the left. The second one will attack from over by the river. The final pair will split up and attack from both those directions. Use the stick to take them all out, since it has longer range and an area of effect jump attack. Be sure to grab the health potion from the chest. There's also a clump of mushrooms in the corner if you need them. Then, be sure to break the 2 pods. Now, it may not be immediately obvious on how to move on from here. You move on by climbing the vines on a tree in the corner, right here. Once you've gotten the 2 blue courage points here, jump to the vine, climb up, and head into the log. Be sure to pole jump across the gap here. When you cut the next web, 3 dread spiders will attack you. Use sting here. Jump attacking in these close quarters should kill at least 1, and then you can finish off the last 1 or 2 with a slash. Now we're at the upper level of the North Camp. There are some courage points on the right, and there's also a chest as well. If you're ever uncertain about clearing a gap with a regular-sized jump, use a pole jump instead. This chest contains 50 silver pennies. With the chest collected here, head back across the tree branches and pole jump to the green vine. Once this vine falls, you can climb back up it if you fall down. Be sure to use a pole jump across the gap here. Use a pole jump across here as well. Then, jump across and grab the 3 blue courage points and the stack of silver pennies. At this point, you should have... The next section introduces 2 new types of necromancer minions, the Lich and the Undead Archer. I have a very specific way I like to go about it, just to try to avoid taking damage. First, kill the Lich on the left with a jump attack and a few sword swings. Next, jump attack the Undead Soldier in the middle to break his shield. You want to be able to differentiate him from the rest. Then, jump up on the log and kill the Undead Archer with a few sword swings and a jump attack. Then, pole jump over the heads of the Undead Soldiers and lure them away from the log. Once they're far enough away, grab the exploding rocks and then go back up onto the log. Then, you want to use the exploding rocks to kill the undead soldier who doesn't have a shield. Once he dies, that will spawn another undead archer here, and an undead soldier below. Once you've killed the undead archer, target the undead soldier that spawned. That's the one on the right. As for the other 2, killing one of them specifically will spawn a lich and another undead archer over down by the river. The reason I told you to break the undead soldier's shield earlier was so that you could control when that particular enemy dies, and then kill the resultant undead archer straight away. Once you kill each of the other undead soldiers, look back and see if the lich and the undead archer have spawned by the river. If I see the lich and the undead archer have spawned, I would target the lich first, and then the undead archer, and then any remaining undead soldiers. When going for the undead archer, make sure you jump around some to make yourself less likely to be hit by an explosive arrow. Liches and undead archers have ranged attacks, and therefore they are more dangerous than undead soldiers. Once the area is clear, grab any extraneous items you might have missed. Break any pods, and open the chest. This chest contains a health potion and an antidote potion. Before you do anything else, jump onto the green vine, ride it up, and grab the stack of silver pennies in the tree. Next, go up and over the log to fight more necromancer minions. First, take out the lich on the left with a jump attack and a few sword swings. Then, there's going to be one more lich on the right, so take him out too the same way. Finally, grab the exploding rocks here and then use them to lay waste to the undead soldiers. With everything destroyed, there's a chest over here containing a health potion, and there are also 3 silver pennies and a couple of pods to break as well. Unfortunately, there was a glitch in the video there, so I had to make a cut. At this point, you should have... Next, you'll need to jump onto the raft. There are 3 urns to find here in order to progress, so if you aren't sure where to look for the blue courage points. In my case, I started at this vine. There are items here, so grab all of those, and then jump onto the green vine. From there, you can jump onto a tree branch, then to a decaying vine, and then to a chest containing 35 silver pennies. Then, follow the blue courage points and head over by the next chest. Before you grab this chest, however, turn to the right, jump across the vines, and grab the blue urn. Then, head back and grab the chest, which contains 50 silver pennies. Next, pole jump to the decaying vine and jump to the niche in the tree for a stack of silver pennies. Then, head back to the raft. This time, we're gonna go for the blue courage points on the left instead of the right. At this point in the walkthrough, all of the items you should be grabbing are in plain view from here, so I'm not going to catalog them all. Just don't miss the red urn in this niche in the tree. Once you've grabbed all of the items here, go back to the raft and hop on. From the raft, you can jump onto the island with a green courage point. If you stand on the edge of this island, you can pole jump to the vine, then you can jump to the next vine, and finally to the island where the yellow urn is. Finally, jump across the vines to where the pedestals are.
It looks as if 3 different objects fit on these pedestals.
Here, you have to place the red urn on the red pedestal, the blue urn on the blue pedestal, and the yellow urn on the yellow pedestal. It's that easy. With the gate open, head inside. Oh no, we're trapped!
Who disturbs my rest?
Get close to the Wight Lord and slash him a couple of times, then back up to block his ranged attack. Next, the Wight Lord will spawn 2 liches and an undead soldier. Take out the liches straight away. With them down, you can close the distance with the Wight Lord and slash him to damage him. Be sure to keep your eyes on him so you can sidestep his purple orb ranged attack. Also, don't forget to watch out for his sword, which has long reach. You can also pick up rocks and throw them at him if that's your thing. The most critical piece of information to note about this fight is that the mushrooms here regenerate. If you've already picked up the mushrooms and you start taking damage again, you can run around and around the arena, all the while avoiding the Wight Lord and the undead soldier, and wait for the mushrooms to regenerate. Then you can pick them up and go and damage the Wight Lord some more. Don't kill the undead soldier before you've killed the Wight Lord. If you do, he will respawn all 3 minions, and that will create a bunch of extra work for you. The easiest way to avoid the Wight Lord's ranged attack is to jump sideways right after it lands. If the Wight Lord tries to block you with his sword, you can use your jump attack to break that block. Just try to move backwards as the Wight Lord's attacks land so that you can block them. The reason I said to take out the liches at the start is because the liches have ranged attacks. Avoiding 3 enemies throwing ranged attacks is harder than avoiding only 1. Once the Wight Lord is down, taking out the undead soldier should be trivial. Now I'm just waiting for the mushrooms in this area to regenerate, so that I can grab them and leave the area with full health. Once you're at full health, head out the gate opposite the gate you came in by and grab the chest. This chest contains 85 silver pennies and an antidote potion.
This boot belongs to Ori.
At this point, you should have when you come around this corner and break the pods, spiders, both lesser and red spiders, will come at you from both sides, so be careful of that. Use the stick's jump attack to clear them out. Try to watch both sides, and also, try not to close the distance between them, let them come to you. After you've broken both pods, go down and cut the next 3 webs. When you proceed into this clearing, many spiders, most of them small but one of them a black giant spider, will come to attack you. Try to jump backwards and use the jump attack of the stick to kill all of the smaller ones, or at least most of them. Any of the ones that are left you can just hit with the stick. If you wait until they bunch up and then jump attack, you can take out a whole bunch of them at once. As for the giant black spider, jump attack it to flip it over and then slash it a few times to kill it. It really shouldn't be that difficult. Now remember, you still have access to an unlimited supply of mushrooms from the Wight Lord's chamber, so if you've taken a lot of damage from the past couple of battles, you can go back and grab them. Before you move on, don't forget to grab this chest, which contains 50 silver pennies and a Waters of Vigor potion. If you've gotten everything up until this point, once you climb the vine in the distance with the 3 blue courage points, you should get a health upgrade. At this point, you should have... For those totals, if you find yourself missing 2 courage points, one of the spiders probably got stuck somewhere along the way, and you weren't able to kill it. So what you'll need to do is go back the way you came and mess around for a little while, then the spider will despawn and you'll automatically get the courage points for it. On these tree branches there are a lot of courage points. There are 2 red ones on the lower branch here, and then a pink one on the higher branch, so grab all of those. Once you jump onto this green vine, it will pull you up, and then you can jump off on another branch with a pink courage point. Then, jump across to the next branch and grab the courage points there. Then, when you ride this green vine up, you can jump off at a place with 2 pink courage points and a golden chest. This chest contains 50 silver pennies, an antidote potion, and a training scroll. With the training scroll in hand and the sword equipped, if you press and hold the attack button, you will do that. Then if you attack 3 times in a row, you will do that. Then, jump onto the green vine and ride it up to the next branch. Grab the silver penny and the pink courage point, and then go over and climb up the next vine all the way to the top. This chest contains a health potion and an antidote potion. Once you open the chest, you should have... Now in this log, there are a number of courage points. I have found that if you just slide straight down the log, you may miss one. So what I'd like to do is pole jump toward the first set of courage points I see, and that should get you all the courage points. At the bottom, you should have 2,912 courage points. Make sure to get the chest back here. This chest contains 60 silver pennies and an antidote potion.
Marlene's belt. They've got to be close.
Make sure to break the pod for a single silver penny. Then cut the web. When you do cut the web, 2 dread spiders will come at you, so use the stick to take them out. Here, I'm using an antidote because I got myself poisoned again. Don't miss the single silver penny in the pod here. When you cut the second web here, a lot of dread spiders and some giant spiders will come to attack you. I like to try to jump attack the first 2 dread spiders with a stick. Then, move backwards. The dread spiders like to try to climb up that wall on the right and then ambush you from there, so watch out for them and be ready to strike them with a stick. The dread spiders take priority over any of the giant spiders. Wait until there are no dread spiders around to attack the giant spiders, or at least try to. At this point, everything was going smoothly until the giant black spider dodged my jump attack. But no matter, there are mushrooms back here that I can use. At this point, so long as you have the Master Sword Tactics training scroll from earlier, Sting will actually kill the brown giant spiders more quickly than the stick will. There are 5 spitting plants and also a golden chest over here. I'm not going to go over how to kill spitting plants again since I already went over it earlier in the video. If you're not wanting to take damage here, you can sneak up to each one before you take it out instead of running up to each one. The spitting plants won't be able to detect you while you're sneaking. This chest contains 70 silver pennies. Once you cut the next web, a lot more spiders will come to attack you. Try to back up and use the jump attack of the stick to take out the dread spiders, then back up and strike any that are left. In my experience, if you block an attack that poisons you, the attack will still poison you, even though it does no direct damage. Again, if you can, you want to try to attack the dread spiders before you attack any giant spiders. As a side note, I don't find the freeze rocks in this area particularly useful because A, it's hard to hit the dread spiders with them, and B, if you try to hit the giant spiders with them, that will slow you down and give the dread spiders more time to poison you. After you cut the web, grab the chest. This chest contains 2 health potions and 2 antidote potions. There's also 2 mushroom clumps back here if you need them. At this point, you should have As a side note, I think this game does the look and feel of Mirkwood and this next climactic battle better than the Peter Jackson movie did them.
If I don't cut those dwarves down, the spiders will eat them for sure.
Wake, my sisters. There is a disturbance. Who in truth is some creature trying to steal our food?
I think I'd better hurry.
Okay, a lot of spiders, both giant spiders and smaller spiders, are going to attack you here. To start off, I like to stay back and take out as many as I can from the mouth of this tunnel. Target any of the brown giant spiders that come at you. Then if any of the lesser spiders or dread spiders come at you, use the stick's jump attack. At some point, you're going to want to move out to try to take out the black giant spider. This is somewhat risky, as it creates an opening for the smaller spiders to come and nibble at you. Therefore, you might move out just a little bit to try to bait some of the smaller spiders into coming at you, so you can take them out first. Again, try to use the stick on the smaller spiders since it has more range and it also has an area of effect jump attack. Once you kill the black giant spider, you can turn around and freely kill any of the smaller spiders that are left. Next, start climbing one of the 3 giant columns. It doesn't matter which one you climb first, but from a walkthrough perspective, I like to start with the one to the left of the hole you came in by. Don't forget to grab the courage points on your way up each one of these columns. These are all pretty much in plain sight, so I won't catalog them all here. At the top of this column, there's a web zipline that you can use to progress. Then jump off and cut down the first dwarf cocoon.
Oh, hurry, Bilbo!
After you cut down each cocoon, stay up on top of the column and deal with all of the smaller spiders from up there. That way, when you go back down, you won't have the smaller spiders and the giant spiders attacking you all at once. At this point, I'm going to assume you know the tactics for taking out the smaller spiders. Just use the tactics I've been discussing in the chapter here. Now, one of the spiders that comes to attack you here is a red dread spider. This spider functions a lot like the regular dread spiders, except it takes multiple hits to kill and has stronger poison. To get down, you can either take the web rope that dropped down after you cut down the dwarf cocoon, or you can slide down the walls. If you do the latter, check the bottom first to make sure the spiders aren't waiting for you at the place where you'll land. And here I can see that brown giant spider waiting there, so I'm going to use the other side instead. After you've taken out the brown giant spider, fill up on health, and then climb the second column. It's worth noting that the mushrooms and the rocks in this area regenerate, so you have an unlimited supply of mushrooms at your disposal if you wait around long enough. And here is an example of what I was talking about earlier. At least one spider got stuck somewhere, then it despawned, and I got the courage points from it for free. Don't miss the 2 green courage points on the right here. Now notice what just happened. I just heard the sound of courage points, but didn't receive any. I just picked up 2 freestanding ones there, and then there are 2 more freestanding ones close to the ground. Those were all from despawned enemies. For some reason I didn't get those automatically this time. Anyway, back to the second column. There's no web zipline at the top of this column. Instead, just cut down the dwarf cocoon.
Go! Free the others, Bilbo!
Once again, stay up on top of the column to deal with the smaller spiders, then go down to the bottom to deal with the giant spiders. Sting is an effective weapon to use against the red dread spiders. However, then you have to switch back to the stick if you want to kill the other smaller spiders more effectively. If you've been following along from the beginning of this whole guide, at some point during this battle you should get enough courage points to get a health upgrade. And that's all of the smaller spiders here destroyed. Once again, I'm going to head down at the other side of the column since the giant spiders are waiting for me at this side. This is pretty standard clearing of giant spiders. Just use Sting. If you've done everything correctly, there shouldn't be any other smaller spiders left to trouble you at this point. Then, go ahead and climb the third column. Once again, just be sure to grab any extraneous courage points you see along the way. And here we have another web zipline. Once you get to the other side, grab the extraneous courage point, and then cut down the dwarf cocoon. Here, I put on the ring to demonstrate that Bilbo can even cut down a dwarf cocoon with his bare hands.
Hey! Let's get out of here!
Once again, stay at the top of the column to deal with all of the smaller spiders. If you see any spiders that get stuck close by, use the jump attack from the stick to try to take them out. Here, I got poisoned by the red dread spider, so I used an antidote because I didn't want to end up taking a lot of health damage from its strong poison. Now here, I didn't actually check the side that I slid down on to make sure the giant spiders weren't there. But no matter, they didn't bother me.
The fiend steals our lunch. You will not escape this web. We will find them again after we send him to a beautiful sleep.
Oh, Tom Noddy, can't hit me!
Before you focus on the giant boss spider, named Wild, make sure that all of the regular giant spiders are dead. One thing to note is that for the battle against the boss spiders, an antidote potion spawns in the arena, and it will regenerate if given enough time. Now in my experience, Wild can kind of move backwards, away from your jump attacks. So what I like to do is put on the ring, sneak around to the side, and then jump attack. On the PC, the key to put on the ring defaults to C. If you don't sneak, even if you have the ring on, Wild will sense your presence and move accordingly. One other thing to note is that once you've killed all the spiders here except for Wild, you should have 3,900 courage points.
Nasty! A life for a life! She will be avenged!
Atticop!
Before you focus on Wrath, the second boss spider, make sure that all of the smaller spiders and regular giant spiders are dead. Wrath is vulnerable to fire rocks, and that's why they appear. You can try to use the fire rocks to take out the more common spiders, but they are only really useful, in my experience, against the brown giant spiders. Try to kill all of the smaller spiders before you focus on the giant spiders. This is sometimes easier said than done, however. Now I'm seeing more teal courage points from a despawned spider. I need to grab those or else I'll miss out on a perfect score for the chapter. Anyway, once all of the smaller spiders and the regular giant spiders are down, target Wrath and start throwing fire rocks at her. She takes 7 fire rocks to kill.
You killed both my sisters. They were stupid and soft, but I am neither. Goodbye, small thief.
Okay, once again, before you target Wicked, make sure you've killed all of the smaller spiders and the regular giant spiders. You need to use freeze rocks on Wicked, so that's why they appear here. If the smaller spiders bunch up like this, a stick jump attack will work very nicely. If you feel tired during this fight, you can climb partway up one of the columns to take a break. That way, the spiders won't be able to attack you so easily. If you find yourself struggling here because Wicked is so large and is getting in the way, you can freeze her with a freeze rock while you go to attack the more common spiders. Once all of the more common spiders are down, target Wicked with freeze rocks. You'll need to throw a rock at her to freeze her in place, then strike her only one time, and then repeat over and over again until she dies. If you don't freeze her in place first, you won't be able to do any damage to her. Here, the red dread spider that came with Wicked just despawned after it got stuck, and I got the courage points for free. Wicked will take 10 hits from Sting to kill. Here, my freeze rock power-up ran out, so I'm going to go grab another one. And my freeze rock power-up has run out again, so I'm going to grab one more. The chapter will end once you've killed Wicked and all of her minions.
The webs are gone now. I'd better catch up with the dwarves.
As far as the vendor, you really should not need to buy anything, unless you've used potions like crazy during this chapter.
The Wood Elves returned and captured the weary dwarves, but Bilbo popped on his ring just in time. The Wood Elves took the dwarves into the Elven King's halls and closed the gates.